48 matches are in the books. The chaos of the group stage is over, and the 2026 World Cup now enters its most brutal phase. The 32-team bracket is officially locked in, spanning host cities across the US, Canada, and Mexico. In this expanded format, the math of survival is incredibly unforgiving. A single goal halfway across the continent can now end a 4-year cycle in an instant. Entering the final day of the group stage, Iran held the last available qualifying spot. Their fans watched the stadium scoreboard, knowing they just needed the final match in Group J to avoid a draw. But Group J ended in disaster for Team Melli. Austria and Algeria fought to a 3-all tie, a result that completely rewrote the qualification standings. This table shows the final rankings of the third-place teams. By securing that single point from the draw, Algeria reached 4 points, enough to leapfrog Iran for the final knockout slot at the last possible second. Algeria captured the ticket to the round of 32, sending Iran into a heartbreaking group stage exit. This razor-thin mathematical chaos sets the stage for a knockout round defined by disruptions and massive stakes. The most striking feature of this new bracket is the volume of African nations that fought their way into the final 32. This success builds directly on Morocco's run to the semifinals in 2022, which proved that the continent could compete with the sport's traditional elite. The result is a new record. Out of 10 qualified African nations, 9 survived the group stage to take their place in the knockout rounds. Senegal, Egypt, and Ivory Coast now dictate the pace and physically challenge the squads that have historically dominated the sport. Sending 9 teams to the knockouts is clear evidence that the African continent is shifting the traditional power structures of international football. The tension between history and this new reality begins immediately with the opening match, South Africa versus Canada at Los Angeles Stadium. History favors South Africa, who won the only previous meeting between these two sides. However, that victory was a 2-0 win in a friendly nearly 20 years ago. Canada also struggles with a historical mental block against African opposition, having lost previous competitive matches to both Cameroon and Morocco. But modern data models prioritize current roster depth and the advantage of Canada playing on North American soil. To find the likely winner, the Opta supercomputer processed 25,000 pre-match simulations. This model gives Canada a 67.8% chance of reaching the quarterfinals, despite their past failures against African teams. This match perfectly illustrates the 2026 tournament. We are watching historical legacy clash directly with modern algorithmic probability. Over the next week, the knockout phase acts as a ruthless filtration system. The schedule features a gauntlet of heavyweight matchups, including Brazil against Japan and Mexico versus Ecuador. But a specific secret is hidden within the bracket's design, involving the sport's 2 biggest icons. Looking at the full draw, Argentina and Portugal are placed on opposite sides of the bracket. This removes the possibility of an early meeting. Fans hoping for a quarterfinal clash are officially out of luck. The only way Messi and Ronaldo can face each other is if both survive to reach the final on July 19th. Both legends are playing in their 6th World Cups. For both, this is a definitive last stand on the global stage. A global audience is now waiting to see if either captain can lead their team to that final narrative climax. We will soon find out if 2026 is the year Africa finally conquers the globe, or the stage for the definitive showdown between football's greatest modern rivals.